The world is burning, literally. And today, we're going to talk about it. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the Matt Kim Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Kim, joined by my co-host, Mr. Peter Saddington.
Welcome, everybody. Stroke the like button gently. We're still in January. What has happened so far? Is the world burning, as Matt says? You need to be here. So check in, SARS. It is going to be a good podcast.
It has been an interesting day. I do want to start off because someone that you grew up watching a lot of.
Yes.
Someone that I've read a lot of his books. I don't know if I agreed with him post reading like the most recent era of him, but I have read a lot of his books. So Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, has passed today, and he has been fighting cancer for a while, I believe, for the last year or something.
Probably a year plus, yeah. So he was a big part of my childhood. My father bought all of his books. He would show me the Sunday comics of Dilbert, and being a corporate employee 20 plus years ago, one of the things that I always loved about him is that even though he wasn't actually in the corporate world, he had that culture down to a T of their suboptimization, their lack of expertise, their complete retardation. He was able to encapsulate the corporate experience in satire, clearly, exceptionally well. And so I'm really sad that Scott has passed. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, there are two books that are kind of in my immediate collection of books that I've read recently, and I'll pull from time to time just because I like the ideas of them. One of them is Loser Think, which is, I think, a really good book. And then Reframe Your Brain.
I didn't read that one.
And these are both concepts of like being able to think outside of narratives, being able to challenge what you believe and what you see, and kind of alter your worldview. And I appreciate those types of books. I think it helps me cognitively too, especially with everything that we have, because we know for a fact now that not only is the news fake and gay, not only is the government fake and gay, but the psyops are also fake and gay.
Yeah, and he actually, if we were to use him as a model and example, he was, if we can say, he was one of the vanguard of defending conservatism and going against the woke agenda.
Yeah.
Like, he was willing to be canceled, which he was deeply. And People magazine today said the worst thing about it. It was so crazy. I showed it, Matt, earlier before the podcast started, but the title from People magazine was "Disgraced, Dilbert author." It's like come on.
Let him rest in peace.
Let him rest in peace. The man fought a good fight. He had ideas that were contrary to the popular narrative of the day. Right. And he was absolutely crucified for it. And so I see him as a hero. I see him as someone who is willing to put his life, not only his life, but his livelihood, his ability to get income on the line, because he was willing to talk about the hairy ideas that he completely disagreed with in the social apparatus today. And I really respect him for that.
Well, a lot of the books that came out from that era and a lot of the people that spoke, they were all books about how to survive in a corporate culture and how to adapt and be a part of the machine. And he's like, no. Actually, you got to think beyond that.
Yes.
And maybe that's why his ideas weren't considered mainstream, or they would call. But I mean, he literally had a comic strip called Dilbert to make fun of the idiocracy of corporate America.
There are people on both sides of every equation, right? There are people who say, "Rest in peace, Scott." There are other people who are terrible humans who say, negative things about people who passed. But let me bring up two fire starters. Can I?
Of course.
The two fire starters for Scott Adams was when he conceded the reality of statistics. When he looked at the black on white crime, the minority crime rates all over, and he literally said, maybe it would be best if you don't live around those people. That was one of his biggest fire starters. One of his other biggest fire starters was his concession to the fact that he admitted that he made the wrong decision with the vaccine. Huge, because he was anti-narrative. He went to the world and he said, guys, I took the vaccine. I regret it. It injured me, right? And in many cases, the vaccine probably contributed to his acceleration of his cancer. Now, could that all be hearsay? Yes and no. But these were, if in my mind's eye, the two biggest fire starters that got Scott Adams canceled. Was he was willing to talk about Irina before Irina was a thing. He was willing to talk about the absolute kind of, let's just say, oddities in the statistics of crime and race. And he was also willing to say unashamedly, you guys won. The people who didn't take the vaccine, you won. You made the right decision. You didn't get psyoped. And the world hated him for it. But you know what? He stuck to his guns, and I respect him all the way to the grave.
Talking about, well, before I get into the vaccine, because there is a picture, Will, that I sent you that I want you to put up on the screen. But before we do, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us today. Check-in SARS.
Check-in SARS.
We haven't said hello to the people. We just kind of got in, and I wanted to make sure that we touched Scott Adams today because, again, I read his books. You grew up watching a lot of him.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed his comics. So something that I wanted to bring up.
Absolutely.
Dude, Will, how fast can you get this picture up for us, man? Because I ran into this picture on X, I think yesterday. And this has nothing to do with the topics of the day. But we're talking about it.
Okay.
We're talking about it. So I need to show this picture.
This thing?
This picture, Will, are you almost ready? Yeah, just put it up. I don't care where you put it. Put it right in the middle.
Okay.
This picture right here, Will, you good? Yes, we're up. This picture right here is from Bibi Netanyahu's office.
When you showed me this, I said fake.
It is a picture of the very first dose of the COVID vaccine syringe in Israel, and he has it in a trophy case in his office. What the fuck?
I am really unsure, Matt, of two things. Number one, I said it's fake, and then we did research and we found out it's real, actually. So that hurt my heart a little bit about 40 minutes ago when we realized it's actually true, that's a real thing.
Pull it up again and we'll show it again.
But yeah, put it on the screen. People need to see this. But number two, how is it possible to have any interpretation other than what that means?
I mean, it's literally in a trophy case.
So let me ask you this, because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, Matt. Sometimes I can be completely retarded. Remind me, why do you have trophy cases at your house? What's the purpose of that? What's the symbolism of having a trophy? Remind me, because
it's to show off an accomplishment.
An achievement?
Something that you're very proud of, that you want people to know, because it's conversation, right? The reason why you have trophy mantles when people come over is so that you're like, oh yeah, I won this award then. This is when I, got state champion. And this is when, I won my karate competition or whatever the hell you do. And this is when I injected the very first person.
Look, my brother in Christ, it is very hard for me to even conjure up any other interpretation of what that actually means. I have never had a trophy or anything of that type of idea in my house that I wasn't proud of. Do you remember Anderson Cooper's photo of his kids? And in the wall behind, they had pictures of Jesus Christ being burned and little kids, look up Anderson Cooper's pictures. It's so you would only have images on your wall that you're proud of, right? You would only have trophies that you're proud of. So what Bibi is telling us, and I feel like people are like, Peter, Captain Obvious, but I think I have to say it. Bibi is telling us he is proud of the COVID project.
Because if you weren't, and someone gave it to you, and something that you weren't proud of,
I would be offended.
You'd be like,
yeah, maybe not.
Or maybe if you want to be polite, you'd accept it, and then you put it in a closet.
Exactly.
Put it in your basement. You put it in your attic. You don't put it on display in the most prominent position in your office.
I cannot believe that's real. I cannot believe that's real. So this is, I know this is kind of off topic, but I'm going to bring it up. There was a news thing that I saw today talking about how there was no pandemic. Now, for all of you guys who are like, what? There was no pandemic. Remember, we didn't have any flu that year.
Can you put up the misinformation alert ticker right now, Will?
There was no pandemic. There was just a psyop. That's all. There was just a psyop. And many, many, many people got psyoped and they put poison in their bodies. So there was no pandemic. There was only a psyop of a pandemic is probably the better way to qualify that for the internet sleuths and clippers who are going to say, Peter, But yeah, that's it. There was no real thing.
And you brought this up earlier, and I said that there was a pandemic because the definition of pandemic is a infectious disease that goes across countries and borders.
Yes, we looked up the definition. Yeah, you are correct.
But what the psyop was is the
flu.
Well, how many people died or how dangerous it was, not that the disease or the virus did not exist, because it existed.
The disease existed, but the disease did not kill as many people as the jab.
It's true.
That's
and a lot of people are, even a lot of people that were on the other side of this argument are coming to terms that this is real now.
Yes.
And I think I actually saw a clip.
The CDC has admitted that it was created in a lab. They have admitted that this is man-made, manufactured.
Yeah, I just saw Tony Fauci in a speech or an interview say that he believes the COVID vaccine led to the myocarditis of young men.
And actually,
it's like, wait a second.
And actually, factually,
what?
Actually, factually, let me go even more. If you look at the CDC, they've just edited the CDC website to say that vaccines can cause autism. Oh.
But they will never know because the godfather of the vaccine and Operation Warp Speed is now in power. And therefore, even the people that believed and were on our side of this argument saying those shots are not good for you. We've been saying that for a very long time. We got in a lot of trouble for saying that very early on.
Oh, bro, we got the censorship ban hammer.
And even those people that agreed with us refuse to acknowledge it now because of cognitive dissonance of like, hey, the person, because everyone made an excuse for him during election. And do you know what? I did too. But he doubled down. When we're talking about Trump, he doubles down, triples down. I believe that I saved humanity because of Operation Warp Speed. We disagree adamantly. A lot of the people that support him disagree adamantly, but refuse to acknowledge it because you're sheep.
Exactly. You cannot acknowledge
you can like the guy, but still acknowledge that he fucked up.
Yes, but
what's wrong with that?
Let me expand this example into what I'm seeing in the mass narrative today. The left is completely eating itself. If you are the woke left today, you have no leg to stand on. Like, what is the woke left cheering for right now? Right? They're cheering for all the wrong things. Right? They can't. The contradictions in the left are so obvious that now we're seeing, as you probably saw from this ICE shooting from this lady, that now liberals are coming out and saying, we're not even going to care about that white lady. Why did you die? Why did you die for a brown man, you fool? It's like, y'all are cannibalizing yourself, and I love it. And the reason I love it is, I love it because the left are eating themselves to the point where it's like, holy crap, I am literally a walking contradiction, and I should probably just shut the fuck up. Like, literally, shut up.
So last week, this one was crazy. This lady bumps into an ICE officer, and the ICE officer shoots her in the head 3 times. That's the story.
She intentionally went to an ICE raid to interrupt.
Oh, wow. We're on the opposite side of this.
The ICE raid.
Yes.
That's the facts.
Yes.
She wasn't there to hang out. She wasn't suddenly there randomly. She intentionally went there to disrupt it.
Yes.
And you're correct. After she intentionally went there to disrupt it with her smiling face.
Yes.
She bumped an officer.
Yes.
Officer probably, I don't know everything, but probably overreacted. I think that might be fair. But let's be honest. The fact that the social media world is now eating her up and saying, good, you're stupid. You died for a brown person. You dumb it. Like I'm like,
I don't think a lot of people are saying that. Okay. Well, there are a lot of people.
No,
dude, your algorithm is dark.
Yo, TikTok. I know everything. TikTok. I'm just going to give it to you guys right
Your algorithm is totally radicalizing you.
my TikTok, they think I'm a blue hair sheepdog. So now my TikTok, I only access it because it's my son. He's the number one go-karter on TikTok, by the way.
Yay!
Millions, billions actually of views. So because I go in through my sons, which is go-karting, they've had to figure out what I'm actually interested in surfing, and they figured out that I'm blue-haired sheepdog. So all I see, if I scroll the For You, is all just leftist radicals. I get to see all of it. Now, Instagram, all I get is boobs and Lambos. But TikTok, I am completely a leftist, Marxist, communist. Apparently, that's what they think I am, so that's what they're feeding me.
So the algorithm knows you better than you. And if that's what they're feeding you, damn, maybe Peter's a Marxist. And do you know, we have people that are probably Marxist watching our show.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Our ideas aren't like actually that far off with a lot of things that they believe.
Give me an example.
We think that the way the system is corrupt.
Fair enough.
We think that there is an imbalance in society.
Fair enough.
Where there is a bourgeoisie class and the rest.
A rich class and an underclass, yeah.
Very similar to what they actually...
Not wrong from their core models, yes. Yeah. That's how they see the world, yes.
Yeah, and they may disagree with us on how we perceive things like socialism.
The difference is in our praxis, right? Our models are the same foundationally, but they want their how is different from our how, right? How are you going to do this? Well, they're like, well, let's just give everybody money. It's like, well, nice try.
Well, okay. Yes and no, because the people that say they love freedom and democracy and they want people to have individual freedom, there are also a lot of people like an Elon who is advocating for universal basic income. Post AI.
Yeah. Well, the amount of contradictions in our leadership and the social media individuals is quite actually easy to pick out. Yes.
Yeah, and Trump is advocating for we're going to collect so much duties and we're going to collect so much tariffs that you're not even going to have to work anymore.
Yeah. And no taxes.
Like that's socialist also. So all we have is like the Republican socialist versus the Democratic socialist, and that's really the difference of what we have in leadership right now.
And the fact
both sides are pushing for it.
And the fact that I can't laugh at this is because I know that you're absolutely true.
And
we've talked about this. Both parties are moving towards the same end.
Yes. Yeah. And the people on the right are like, no, we can't go to the left because they want socialism, they want communism. And it's like, no, the right and the leadership, they want the same exact thing. And it's a matter of who's in charge of it, not the system in which they're going to implement.
Brother, say less.
And people cannot come to terms with that simple truth. Both sides want the same thing. The only difference is who gets to be in control of it.
Yes. Say it again.
The only thing that they disagree on is who gets to be in charge of the socialist regime.
Love it. And I think in many ways, what the Matt Kim podcast continues to do well is that we remind the world out there that the game is afoot. The game is being played. Right? And if you're participating deeply in that game, you're being played. You're being played. You're being played. I'm not telling you to exit the system. You can't exit the system. But you can also choose to not participate in the continual ruination of the system.
At least go to bed with a clean conscience, knowing that you didn't contribute actively to the demise of society around you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like maybe you complaining about the war won't actually stop the war. But at least you go to bed knowing that you publicly said, I'm against this.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I think that might seem trite. It might seem superficial. But at the end of the day, I think many men and women around the world, that is the only recompense they have.
Yeah.
Is that I can control nothing at the meta level, is what it is. However, I can live at peace with my brothers and my sisters. I can live at peace with my local community. I can live at peace with those around me. And I do not need to continue to exacerbate the fire starters and all of the emotionality on X and Twitter and TikTok, clearly.
This podcast episode was brought to you by VP.net, the only VPN that can't spy on you. Because we want to hit a lot of these international stories today, but the one I want to start with is Iran.
Oof, man, the psyop is real.
Because this Iran thing, right?
Real.
multiple narratives from both sides. What got me, because at first I was like, okay, yeah, there's like protesters in Iran, and I'm all for like protesters, uprisings. Like that's just what I like. We've seen it through all the other stories that we've covered internationally, where like people gather and then they get pissed off because the economy is falling apart, and then they like take the streets and they take it back over. And we saw that one lady get, I think in Nepal, get elected via Discord. I'm like, yeah, you go her. And I thought it may be the same thing with Iran. I got kind of excited. I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, because Matt actually is a communist. He enjoys the destruction of the current regime.
Fight Club is my favorite movie.
Let all the buildings fall.
But over the weekend, I got so many DMs on my Instagram saying, Matt, how dare you don't talk about Iran? You'll talk about all this other stuff. You won't talk about Iran. How come you don't want to support Iran? How come you don't want to support Iran?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. You're not supporting Iran and the protests. People are dying. People are... My DMs are flooded with this message. I'm like, that's like out of nowhere. So I start clicking through the DMs. And like, oh, these people have actually messaged me before. 6 months ago. Oh, I can't believe you're not siding with Israel.
The 7,000 must be good.
The bots. The same bots that came at me to promote and try to promote and convince me that I need to be thinking about Israel.
I love it.
Are the same exact accounts that are trying to push me to talk about Iran and the protests. I'm like,
word on the street, guys. Word on the street. You're being manipulated by bots. Love it. I love it.
And I'm like,
it's the T.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the real because you're actually popular and famous. Like you see the data. Most of us don't have inundations of data that we can compare against. You have inundations of data that you can say, the pattern is real.
It is real.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that.
And it is crazy because there was a part of me that was like, oh, I'm on the side of the protesters.
So what you're saying,
I get that.
So you're insinuating that the narrative that needs to be, or they want to be pushed, is an Israeli pro narrative, is what you're saying?
I mean, the Israeli pro bot accounts are the ones that are telling me I have to support the Iranian protests.
Now, let me ask you this.
And then you hear about what people are saying in Iran, and they're like, no, we don't want the protests because we don't want the Zionists coming over. We don't want them taking control of the country. Okay. And I'm thinking,
So the most important question always is, who benefits? So let me ask you.
Who benefits from a topple of a Iranian fall?
So let me give it to you. Pass you the baton. Who benefits from toppling Iran?
The country that has been trying to go to war with them for a very long time. Like the entire year.
Oh, you mean, is that Pakistan? Is it? Oh, I know, Sweden. Sweden.
Because this Iran thing's been around for a while. Actually, someone bumped a post that I had like a year ago. And Tucker posted something along the lines of, this is January 28th, 2024.
Okay.
2 years ago. He's at fucking lunatics. And this is a screenshot of Lindsey Graham saying, hit Iran now, hit them hard. And the other one, Senator John Cornyn's going, target Tehran. And he quote tweeted and said, fucking lunatics. And I said, send them to the front line. This was 2 years ago now.
Wait, but so Matt, are you saying that they've actually been planning this for a while? Actually,
we've been talking about Iran for a long time.
And actually, if we go back to the 90s and it was that one general that was on the news who was saying, they just made it up. We're going to go to Afghanistan. Why? And then there's like, well, they had this entire list: Libya, right? Sudan, right? Iran, right? Afghanistan. It's like they're knocking them out checklist by checklist.
And then there's, everyone's like, oh, but you got to think about the women in Iran, because if they don't wear their job, then they get beheaded or they get arrested. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. That sucks. Like, that shouldn't be right. And then I ran to a YouTube video of a lady that's vlogging in Iran. She's going to like the mall. She's going up on the street. She has no hijab on. I'm looking at the YouTube video and half the girls behind her have no hijab on. I'm like, wait a second. That's not what I was told. I was told if you don't wear it, then your head gets chopped off.
So wait, are you saying that you were revealed that parts of Iran are actually more Western than we imagined? And they're actually, Lord have mercy, they might actually have more freedoms than we imagine.
But then there are Iranian people and Iranian Americans going, no, like Iran's really rough and we actually need change. And I'm like, okay, I understand your perspective, right?
No, I don't. My answer to that
Of course.
Go the fuck back then.
Fair.
No cap. Like, you never hear me talk about how Korea needs to be improved. Why? Because the first thing in my mind is, if it needs to improve, why the fuck I go back?
Damn. Because I think about Korea needs to be improved all the time.
Yeah, well, you're full of shit.
Damn it, I gotta go.
Hey, everybody's talk. Who's gonna walk the walk? Right? So whenever I hear, and I'm sorry I don't have the empathy that is required of me, but whenever I hear a person of color or a person of ethnicity in America giving us their ideas about how their home country that they haven't been to in 29 years needs to be improved, I look at them and I say, don't believe you, Sar. I don't believe you, because you have benefited for the last 29 years on American greatness, and you're going to tell me how you perceive your homeland that you haven't visited in nearly 3 decades? Get the fuck out of here.
No, Sar, do not redeem.
Do not redeem. Do not redeem. Like, I don't believe anybody who says, I have a perspective and the perspective is real because I benefited from American greatness over the last 2 decades. Like, no, you've lost me at that point.
Fair. I don't know what's going on in Iran, actually, to be honest.
But you do know what's going on in Greenland because you asked the Instagram people and you got flooded with things about Greenland, didn't you?
Dude, can we talk about that episode? So
I wanted to bring it up because I saw you were like, hey, is there someone in Greenland who? And I was like, bro, are you really asking? Because the world's going to fucking inundate you, bro.
I don't know much about Greenland. Actually, I knew nothing about Greenland. All I know is that we're just constantly talking about Greenland and how Trump wants to take over Greenland. And some people say it's for like military benefit and it's geopolitically important. And then it's the only way to keep out Iran and China. And other people say, no, it's for like minerals. And others say like, no, whatever the reason. I don't know anything about Greenland. So I Googled Greenland one day and I saw a video of them. And I was like, fuck, they look like super Asian. I didn't know that. Maybe you guys knew that. I didn't know Greenlanders look like exactly like us. It shocked me. I did not see that coming. For some reason, I pictured Vikings.
Okay, so let me ask you this, just as a small...
like Ragnar. That's what I pictured in my mind when I thought about Greenland.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Right? And Viking boats.
Yeah. I never envisioned that they would look like...
Were you surprised when you learned that a vast majority of Russia looks Asian?
No, that I knew.
Okay.
But I just didn't know that.
Most people don't even know that. Like, most of Russia looks like Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did not know that. I thought that Greenlanders looked like Vikings, like with beards and
that would be the Netflix version of it for sure.
But they do not look like that at all.
No.
So I was shocked. So on my Instagram story, I said, "Hey, I just found out they look Asian. I'm really curious. I'd like to talk to somebody.
That was it.
I'd like to talk to one because it's a very small population. The chance of finding a Greenlander in the wild is very rare. It's only like 50,000 that live in Greenland. It's a tiny country.
They're like leprechauns, man. You got to find them at the end of the rainbow.
You got to look around for them. What the fuck? So I put up just that simple thing, right? I want to talk to them.
Yeah, I saw it. That's why I brought it up.
My DMs blew up.
Apparently, they're bigger than you think.
And they're like, because this is the reason why we need Greenland, or I can't believe you're on the other side of this, or dude, what the fuck?
He just asked a question, guys.
I just want to know I just want to talk to him because I want to know what Greenland is like.
It's the bots.
That's all I wanted to know. It was not a political statement. I don't know, but I'm curious. I'd like to talk to one. And anyone ever ask, like, what the Greenlanders think about this? Like, can I ask that? Is that okay?
The unfortunate part.
Like, what if all the Greenlanders like, do you know what? We love America and we want to be America.
You wouldn't know.
$100,000. That's what you get. You join.
You wouldn't know.
I just want to talk to one. And my DMs went crazy of people like, Matt, this is it. I'm like, this is the line?
I'm unsubbing.
Of all the shit I've said in my life.
Unsubscriber.
Me saying I want to talk to a Greenlander, that was the point of no return?
Here's the problem. You're too popular to have people not think political. That's the problem.
And
that's the problem.
When I saw, I was like, dude, some people are just hopelessly, helplessly lost. Just the idea that I want to talk to someone from that region because I'm personally curious.
You want to learn something?
just because I want to learn that is some sort of crazy anti-Trump political statement is crazy.
It's quite a stretch. Yes, it's quite a stretch to go from one to another for sure.
So I did have a couple reach out.
So what's the word on the street? Is Greenland supposed to continue, and I'm going to use the word correctly, be part of the protectorate of America?
Well, Greenland, 90% of the population in Greenland are Inuit.
Yes.
So they are, I wanted to call them Eskimo, but I guess Eskimo is not the right word anymore.
No.
I'm sorry if that's offensive. I don't know that.
No.
But they're like native population. Some of them speak Danish, some of them don't. If you have the same job and you're a Danish citizen versus a Greenland citizen, then the Danish citizen gets paid more. So a lot of the people will try to figure out how to navigate and get into Denmark in order to take advantage of the resources, because Greenland, 50,000 people, rural community, they don't have much. I don't know if they want this whole thing. And I don't think Americans actually care. And I'm kind of against that. I don't like this idea of imperial for the sake of imperialism. And Trump said, who cares that their boats landed there 500 years ago? Why does that make them their land? And they're like, I'm pretty sure that's how land's always been done. Whoever gets there first gets to claim it.
Yeah.
Isn't that why we go to the moon and drop a flag?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Earth is flat. Anyway, so
firmament. Can we talk about firmament later?
Yeah, we can.
Okay,
we can do that. But I have to kind of clap back though.
Yes,
because our last episode, you made it very clear that the current reality that we're in is Trump can do imperialism. He went over to Venezuela. He done stole a president and his wife, apparently, but apparently they're hanging out at like swanky hotels and stuff right now, and they're actually like just
not that
martinis.
He can, but that he will regardless.
Right, that's our reality. So
that's our reality.
We don't like the fact that our commander-in-chief is going and doing these exercises, but that seems to be our current reality. Yeah. So under our current regime, is it within reason and patterns that Trump would try to do more within Greenland? So isn't that part of the entire imperialism project of expansion? Well,
in that premise, I did Google how to become a Greenland citizen, so I can see if I can buy land.
I bet it's cheap out there.
Well, actually, it's not easy to become a Greenland citizen. Apparently, there's rules. Citizenship. It's much more strict than becoming an American citizen to become a Greenland citizen.
But you actually don't need to come to America to completely become an American citizen to completely benefit from American citizenship.
Sure, you just got to show up.
Yeah, you just got to show up and put your hand out, and they say, "Oh, $5,000 EBT. Here's your house. Here's your house." Pretty nice.
I did look up how to become a Greenland citizen because I was like, I bet you if people could figure this out and buy land. Because we saw the news, Peter Thiel and Sam Altman, I forget who else, they decide that they're going to buy up land and invest in Greenland before all this happened.
Yeah.
Coincidence? Of course not. Because they want to build their own digital cities or whatever. Other people say it's for AI because AI cooling and the servers need cooling. Whatever.
The point, I don't know. Regardless, if there is an economic reason for the oligarchs to take over that land,
they're going.
They're going to do it.
They're going.
And let's be honest, it's going to be easier to usurp Greenland than Iran.
It's really similar to if you know a road is about to be built somewhere, then you buy the neighboring land so that the government has to buy the land from you, and you get to get 10x on your money for buying the land. Yeah, that's been the game for a very long time.
Yeah, it's kind of like what is it? A domain squatting, right?
Yeah,
you buy a domain, right? I did that a couple of times, never paid off, but I thought it was like, oh man, if I buy this early, they'll end up buying me out, and they were like, yeah, fuck off.
So I tried a domain squat in Greenland. Didn't work out.
No dice.
But at least I had the idea,
Hey, you were using your head.
Get ahead of this thing. This podcast episode was brought to you by VP.net, the only VPN that can't spy on you. Argentina. Bro, did you see the Maui fires? I mean, the Argentina fires?
Oof, that was a Freudian slip. The Maui fires. Why would the Maui fires have any contextual relevancy to the Argentina fires? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, okay. First off, there are so many directions to go here. Because first we have the fact that the government and they are publicly admitting to space lasers. Because we said during the Maui fires, like, dude, it looks like some lasers came from the sky and put that thing on fire. And everyone's like, no, you're crazy.
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy theory. Space lasers? What are you? Nuts? And they're like, oh, no, we got space lasers. Okay.
Yeah, they came out with it. They have space lasers, guys.
So eventually we do have to go back to Maui to figure out what happened there because like no one actually wants to know anymore. Remember when The Rock and Oprah were like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, would the Maui fires and space lasers be similar to the California fires and space lasers, which would be similar to the...
And then they blame that one guy from starting it by himself?
Yeah. But we do have one fact that is true, is that Jewish Israeli tourists are setting a lot of these forest fires on fire. True story. They have evidence. They've apprehended them and arrested them, all that stuff. So it is true that there are, let's just say, military initiatives to burn that land.
And they were caught on tape.
Yep.
And they were clearly IDF Israeli tourists.
They collected an IDF grenade that said IDF manufactured.
And anyone that even implied that this was true was immediately labeled anti-Semitic on the internet.
Oh, that's why Mayor Adams made that token. I understand.
Rugged.
So there's the unfortunate part is that if you do any research, and the internet is great for this, is that there have been plans for Patagonia. There have been plans for that massive, massive land for decades. For decades. Actually, we can actually go back, and someone please spot check me on this. I believe that part of Herschel's initial plans was that he actually wrote down that Argentina was one of the potential spots for the Jewish diaspora post-World War II. So, like, it's been written down post-World War II that Argentina was a tactical and strategic landmass for occupation. Am I wrong on this?
I mean, Will, can you find the picture?
Look it up, guys.
You can find it.
Look it up. It just takes a little bit of research.
Last year when Bibi and Javier Milei, his cousin Javier, were in a meeting.
Chopping it up.
Talking about plans for the future.
Yeah.
There is a picture of Bibi, and on his desk is a map of Patagonia.
Yeah, and the expansion plans. And what we saw recently is Javier Milei has opened up the ability for outside investment, outside infrastructure to come into Patagonia. You saw that as well. So, like, we talked about this in our last episode. We're going to repeat it again. It's deeply disappointing and unsatisfactory to hear, but the reality is Mossad can literally tell you to your face on the news that they're the ones causing the riots in Iran. Nobody cares. Mossad can literally tell you. My homie with the backpack who was over in Argentina, yeah, he had the grenade. I gave it to him. And nobody cares.
I mean, they could have at least, like, removed IDF from the grenade, but they want you to know.
They want you to know.
We are everywhere, and you can't do anything about it.
One of my favorite clips of Bibi is when he said, remember when he was up there, he said, you guys have a cell phone, Americans? You have a cell phone, Americans? Israel is with all of you. Do you remember that clip? For those that don't, look it up. Bibi, in a speech, he goes, all you Americans, you got a cell phone? Check it out. You have Israel technology with you all the time. Oh, there's the picture right there.
Yeah, there's the picture right there.
There we go. There is the T. Those are the receipts. Bibi, has been planning this with the leadership over in Argentina for quite a while now.
But then the problem with the internet, right? Because then I saw this video of, and a lot of people were posting this, saying that, oh, look, Argentina and Chile, they are protesting in the street to get the Zionists out of the area because there's a problem. And the problem has been documented for a very long time, but that there is a problem and that people are protesting and they're screaming and they're yelling. And I saw this video, I was like, holy shit, they're like really pissed off.
Yeah. And
then I realized I've only seen one video. They say 100,000 people were there, but there's only one video and everyone's circulating the same exact video. I was like, dude. And then you find out, dig deeper, because most people don't, You saw me sitting there digging deeper.
I was about to bring that up. So we had a moment before the stream where I was sitting outside there, and Matt was sitting outside there, and I heard Matt. He was looking at his phone, and I heard Matt whisper under his breath, "Wait a minute, that's not real." And I heard that, and I immediately started counting. I closed my eyes, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. This motherfucker wasted 25 seconds of his life trying to figure out whether what he was watching was real or not. Now, what was my comment to you there? I was like, bro, that's the problem with AI, is that you now just wasted half a minute of your life to figure out if that fucking video or picture that you were looking at was real. This is why we need mass censorship, so that he doesn't have to waste his time trying to figure out whether the image or video he's looking at is real. We need Palantir, Oracle, Larry Davidson, please help us. Sama,
and
where are you?
This is why they let these fake videos go viral. It's so that they can justify the censorship later. And when they justify it, it's actually going to make sense. Because you've consumed so many fake videos, because I thought that was a real video. It took me a while to realize, hey, wait a second. I watched the same video 10 times, 100,000 people there. How come there's only one angle? And then you realize that that was a video from like 4 years ago. And you're like, oh, but I don't see anyone correcting themselves. I don't see any of them with community notes on them. I don't see any of them being fact checked. They let it spread intentionally because they want you to consume so much AI slop, so much misinformation intentionally, so that they have an excuse to censor it.
Peter Thiel, please.
They want you to do this.
Save us. Save us, Peter. Save us. Ellison, Sama, where are you, AI? Please help us. We don't know what we're watching anymore. We're wasting our life trying to figure out whether it's real or fake. And so I need selective sense. I need you to tell me what is true. Please.
And the more we as a population, we as a society continue to share fake shit and don't do our own individual due diligence before we share and spread fake shit, it's going to give them even more reason to censor all of us. I don't want to be censored. I don't want you to be censored. I don't think censorship exists. I'm a free speech absolutist. However, when you have free speech and free speech absolutism, it's our responsibility to at least tell the truth.
Or at least verify, right?
If we don't independently verify ourselves, then they're going to say, oh, you know what? You can't handle that? Then we're going to verify it for you.
Yes.
And now they are the people that decide truth and not. And we have been fighting that for years.
Yes.
We're fighting the place where we have a little bit of freedom and we're fucking it up.
Bro, if I can encapsulate, and it's not a fair encapsulation, but part of the Matt Kim theme, part of the Matt Kim podcast is to remind you to wake up, is to remind you that we're on the front lines with you. Matt just spent 25 seconds of his life trying to figure out that the thing was fake. What a waste of his life. I literally counted it.
For the people that are curious which video I was checking, it was the advertisement of Trump Hotel International in Saudi Arabia. I was like, there's no way there's a sizzle reel. And but
we don't know anymore because Trump has made AI videos in the past.
It literally says, Saudi Arabia is the best. Come visit Saudi Arabia. Own a piece of Saudi Arabia. And I'm thinking, Trump said, I'm going to impose a 25% tariff on anyone that does business with Iran. Well, number one person that does business with Iran is China. Number two is Saudi Arabia. So are we going to be tariffing Trump's friends? And does that hinder on his own projects going on there? Because he has a lot of business going on in Saudi Arabia.
You're asking me questions that are outside of my salary range. So I do not know what the plans are. But at this point in the game, since they're doing all of this stuff in plain sight, and they have no shame that you know that the bad guys are the bad guys and nobody cares and nobody's verifying, I think Trump has the flexibility to say whatever he wants. Right? Isn't that where we are? We've seen Trump make AI videos. It's like, what? You're making AI videos now? Trump is actually part of the problem. He's sending us real videos, AI videos. What are these videos? What are these weird Q drop things that get it, like the Q QAnon community, all hot and bothered. Like, he is the master at stochastic engagement, random engagement. Like, you never know what he's doing.
Trump is a phenomenal salesman.
Oh, bro.
He understands how to negotiate in public and in private.
We're still waiting for that gold Trump phone. He saw this.
Because during COVID, every day in the news, he had a press conference talking about COVID and what can we do? Operation Warp Speed and flatten the curve. All that to lead to a culmination of now you guys need vaccines.
Yep.
Every day, Trump puts out AI slop, AI videos, AI memes. He literally puts out his speeches and announcements using AI. He is pushing and selling the idea of AI. It's coming, and for those who say, oh, do you know what? I don't want to be involved in AI. I don't want this in my life. It's like we're way past that.
Way beyond it.
Way beyond that. It is here, and the more you resist and fight, you're going to fall behind. We've talked about that too.
Yes. And I don't think I'm being hyperbolic to say that every month I am talking with at least one person that has told me that they got pwned by an AI video. Like once a month, 30 days. Do you think that's plausible that I talk within 30 days, one person is like, you know what? I thought that was real, but it was fake. Everyone's getting pwned.
Everybody.
Nobody knows what's real. And so the trajectory is not a good trajectory to where we're headed, but the lack of people's assertiveness to validate, check, and verify truth, because that is a secondary consideration, we are going to be continually inundated with AI slop. We are there. We're there.
Yeah.
So, Matt, what does a free thinker do in a situation like this? How do you make informed decisions when it is impossible to do so?
So I was having a conversation last night regarding coding and Claude Code. Claude Code's phenomenal.
Yes, I know.
Phenomenal.
I know.
You can speak in regular standard language and literally build whatever you want using their AI.
I know.
It is phenomenal.
It's awesome.
The only way it works is that you literally have to plug into their system. If you want to develop or be an AI, you have no choice but to inject yourself fully into the AI in order to take advantage of the AI. There's no way around it.
Yes.
That's scary.
Yes. But I've talked about this before, and I will be one of the first to admit, and publicly, I have given my AI overlords everything.
And for those of you that are still catching up with AI, and I said this today, AI is the only new technology where the technology itself will teach you how to use it.
Yes.
If you want to know how to use AI, it's so simple. You open up your AI and you say, how do I use AI?
Funny you
give
say
me
that.
A step-by-step, start at 0 and go to 1 to 2 and give me step-by-step instructions that even a child can follow.
Perfect.
And they will give you exactly what you need for you to learn.
You got it. Actually, that was the first thing I typed in. Have you checked out Google's new anti-gravity?
No.
Bro, game changer. When I download anti-gravity by Google. And the first thing that I did when I downloaded it was I said, how do I use you? And it told me everything about how to use the anti-gravity system to create. So, man, I told my wife the other day, like, I'm going to put my finger up in the air. I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
So we're calling
Save it. Bookmark this moment.
The prediction is very simple. UI and UX aesthetics of web is no longer valuable. Because now with anti-gravity and web browsers that are AI enabled, I no longer need to spend time searching. All I have to do is type in, I'm looking for a keyboard that's mechanical, that's less than $120. I need you to add it to my cart. You type that in, and then you see the entire AI browser go Razer mouse, Logitech, different pages, click, add to cart. And then you see it, and then all I had to do was say accept because I gave it everything. So all I had to do was accept, and then suddenly I had a new $120 mechanical keyboard by Razer shipped to me. Like, well, so here's my point. Why go to a Razer website? Why do go to a Logitech website? when you can just find what you want. So therefore, my prediction is in the future, UI and UX of websites will actually get less beautiful, less intuitive, because the only thing interacting with these websites are agents now, not humans. And so we need to actually optimize websites for agent engagement, not human engagement. True story. I am now buying stuff using AI, and I never go to a website. I just say, I'm looking for X, give me options, and I see it do everything for me. And it automatically puts it in my cart. All I have to do is verify that I want to pay.
Well, they've been working on this idea for a while.
Yeah.
This idea of predictive input of things that you buy. Because just like predictive text, when you type and, your keyboard already knows the next word you're going to do. Like we've had that for a while in our lives. And for a while, they were rolling out the smart refrigerators where it marks what you have and it says, oh, you're low on this, and automatically adds to your cart. Yep. Now, in the future, you're going to get paid. They're going to see that you were airdropped your credits for the day to live your life because, UBI. You get your credits and it can say, preload into what you need now, and it'll just automatically deduct.
Yep, you got it.
From your system. You show up at home.
You got it.
And what you need is there.
Everything's on subscription.
And your subscription, because you'll sign up for so much useless shit along the way.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, fuck, I'm negative again.
Oh.
I need to buy more time.
Oh, no.
What was that movie that did the buying of time?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It was with the NSYNC guy. Wasn't it NSYNC?
Yeah,
or
the Justin Timberlake guy.
Justin Timberlake,
yeah.
Was he Backstreet Boys or I don't remember NSYNC? He was NSYNC, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember this. I don't remember my pop idols back from the 90s, guys. Anyway, yes. I think it was actually called something like Time.
Was it?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that movie a lot recently. I don't remember the movie. I think I'm going to go back and watch it.
Look up Justin Timberlake Time movie. What's it called?
Because that is exactly the future we're going. Because again, we started this with saying Elon Musk, richest, most powerful man in the world.
Oh, it's called Time?
Is advocating for a post AI universal basic income system. He literally went on an interview this week and said, don't even worry about your retirement.
Yes, I did see that one.
Don't worry about your retirement. Money is meaningless.
Yes.
We got you.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's what he said. I got you. We got you.
We're just gonna airdrop money to people. It's not money, it's credits.
Yeah. And they expire. So if you don't use them, then you lose them.
And then you get, and we did that AI video the other few weeks ago with the, where you get your allocation of beef.
Oh, yeah.
You have exceeded your limit on real meat for the week.
Here's your fake toothpaste meat.
Eat your bugs.
Yes, eat your bugs. Look, as we're being hyperbolic, but Black Mirror has created episodes about this, the social credit system, social credit scores, subscription systems. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Everything is rented, right? And the fact of the matter is, if we think about just unit economics, that model is always going to be the most efficient. Why would you ever want to own? It's going to always, you could always upgrade to the next thing. You can always get the next iteration. Just your credits went from 19 to 21. A little bit of inflation, right? 2% is all we like. Matt, I'm joking and I'm saying this tongue in cheek, but man, like everything points to that end state, the way that we're going. Because remember, there is no red versus blue. It's only green, and we're all green for go towards this one direction.
It's coming whether we like it or not. I feel like this is how we ended last week's episode. It's like our podcast is getting really dystopian these days.
Well, we see the world for what it is. We're awake, and if I can give myself a little bit of juju here, is I spend a lot of time at the bleeding edge of AI. Yeah. Like I'm fucking there, dude. Like I'm seeing the end state before me, and it is not a happy picture. All right, we talked about this over lunch. Like basic. Let me look at the camera. Basic to advanced human effort is no longer going to be required in the future. Basic to advanced human effort is no longer going to be required. And so therefore, it is a statistical impossibility that every human will create value. And so if labor is not valuable, then humans have no value. And so we are going to have, and we talked about this over lunch, a permanent underclass of humans who cannot ever, by statistics alone, ever create value more than they consume. And so therefore, the overlords have to control the underclass because AI has ruined their ability to create value. Labor is leverage. If your labor is not valuable, then the human masses have no leverage on the oligarchs and owners of the machines and the code. It's very simple.
I was talking to Million, who's in our office today. He's 25. And I was like,
he's a good example of a young blood.
Yeah. And I was like, science, people who invested their time in science, technology, engineering, mathematics will be the first to become obsolete.
Yeah.
And he was like, my entire childhood growing up into college, I was told that you have to focus on your energy. If you want to succeed on science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, we're the ones, the youngest generation are the ones that are getting screwed first. You're like, that's fucked up. I know it is. They lied to you.
They did.
They lied to you because they want you to be the first subsect of society, the first class that gets pulled in to the machine.
To the underclass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it starts there.
It has to, because they don't have work experience. They don't have any semblance of productive, industrious value to the system. So therefore, they must be given provisions so that they can survive. Why? Because there has to be a liquid economy. And so the only way the oligarchs can survive, the only way the rich can survive, if money is moving throughout the system. And so money has to continue to be given to the underclass so that they can keep putting the money into the system. It's a crazy economic thingamajig, but we're fucked.
The only way the oligarchs survive is they continue to drink the baby blood. See you guys next week.